Big Three, Fantasy Alarm TV. I'm your host, Ray Flowers. Let's take a look at Week 5 and start out with the number of 4. That's the number of games of the suspension of Antonio Gates that is now complete. He's eligible to return in Week 5 for the Chargers. What does Gates bring? He brings the ability to be a tight end 1. 10 of his last 11 seasons, he scored at least 7 touchdowns, including 12 last year. He's good, and he's going to go right back into a role of significance in that Chargers offense. You've got Stevie Johnson dealing with a hamstring issue. Malcolm Floyd's got a concussion issue. Ladarius Green caught 14 passes for 174 yards and 2 touchdowns in the 3 games he played, but he did miss one with a concussion of his own. The Chargers will run both tight ends out there, Green and Gates. Gates is still the guy you want to own of the two. He's still the guy you want to start of the two. Rivers and Gates, the best combo quarterback to tight end in league history in terms of the tight end. Look for them to pick up where they left off, especially with the other injuries to the Chargers ball club. Second number of the day is 4, as in the length of the suspension of Martavis Bryant of the Steelers, and he too is eligible to return in Week 5. Big difference, though, for Bryant versus with Gates. Bryant comes back to an offense that doesn't have their quarterback run. Ben Roethlisberger is obviously expected to miss about a month with that knee issue of his. Michael Vick is under center. Vick can do some things, but he doesn't do anything better than Ben Roethlisberger at this point of his career. And it's really uncertain how the offense in its entirety will operate with Vick, a turnover machine and an injury-prone guy at that, under center. Here's what you need to know about Bryant. Darius Hayward-Bay, he will recede into the woodwork. Bryant is a better version of DHB who's been asked to fill that role. Marcus Wheaton has not stepped forward at all. He hasn't. He's been very disappointed to this point of the season. But last year he played 67% of the snaps. Bryant only played 27%. And that's part of the issue with Bryant. How much is he going to play and how much will he be targeted with the backup quarterback? 4.8 targets per game last year for Bryant is a low number. 26 catches somehow resulted in 8 touchdowns. You can't do that, folks. You can't catch 26 passes year after year and have 8 of them be scores. Very unclear what his role will be. If we see him go out in Week 5 and he sees a big snap count, he gets a bunch of targets, be very heartened. But right now, Bryant is tough to trust, even with buys and injuries in Week 5. And then the final number today is 2.67, as in the turnover rate per game through 3 weeks of Andrew Luck. 7 interceptions and 1 fumble. He should be back in Week 5 from his shoulder injury. They cost him the opportunity to play in Week 4. Matt Hasselbeck stepped up, completed 30 of 47 passes, 282 yards, a touchdown, no interceptions. Colts couldn't have expected more from Hasselbeck in that fill-in role, but it wasn't good enough. The offense still didn't get it done. They're still not the level that everyone expected them to be. Again, Luck should come back from his shoulder issue, play in Week 5 against the Texans. I don't know if you can start him with 100% confidence, but you can probably feel pretty good about him if he's out there. Sounds like this was the plan all along, to have him miss Week 4 and be ready for Thursday night action in Week 5. Ray Flowers, Big 3, Fantasy Alarm TV. You know how to do it. FantasyAlarm.com. Help you out in 2015.